Hi guys, welcome back to Anita Crochets. My name is Anita. Today we have this beret. I made it from a textured stitch and it can be worn as a beret, or you can embellish it and have applique on it in crystals to make it this beautiful. So I'm going to take you through on how to make the hat. Then later I'll just take you through the procedure on how to have this hat have these beautiful flowers and the crystals on it, okay? So let's dive into the tutorial and see what we have to do. I'm going to be working with a 5.5mm hook, and I have this chunky yarn. It's Robin 100% acrylic. This is size 4 yarn, and I advise that we all use size 4 yarn, okay? Now, as you can see, this is a 5.5mm hook. You're going to need a yarn needle. I never showed you these things, but you will need them. I just showed them to you when I reached the point of using them. So you're going to need a yarn needle. You will need more yarn of different sizes to make the flowers of different sizes. And then you'll need crystals, a glue gun, and a glue stick, okay? So first we are going to make a magic circle, and we shall insert a hook into it and work a chain just to start our project. Then we shall work 8 single crochets. So the first one that looks like a single crochet is not a stitch, it's just our starting, stitch. So we are going to work 8 single crochets, and once you have all 8 single crochets in that magic circle, you are now going to pull that yarn end and pull it so that the circle can close up just like that. Then we shall work a slip stitch into the first single crochet that started the row, just like that, right? So here right now I am going to chain 1, and into this very first stitch I'm going to work a single crochet, and then I'm going to yarn over and work a double crochet into that very same stitch. So I am working with the up and down stitch. Some people call it the foam stitch. It really has so many names. Into the next stitch I'm going to work a single crochet, and again yarn over, work a double crochet in that very same stitch. Work a single crochet into the next stitch, and again work a double crochet into that very same stitch. So this means we are having to work 2 stitches into every stitch. The only difference is we are working a single crochet and a double crochet into every stitch all the way around. So this means that we are going to have a total of 8 times 2 makes it a total of 16, right? Of 16 stitches. So just go all the way around doing this, and I'm going to meet you at the end of your row to show you what to do. Now, once you are at the end of your row, you are now going to work a slip stitch into the first chain stitch that started the row. So you need to make sure that you ended your row with a double crochet, okay? Now here we are going to chain 2. We had to chain 2, guys. We had to chain 2. I'm so sorry, because I was just testing this pattern, but do what I am trying to tell you. Chain 2, and into the very first stitch you will have to work a double crochet, and then in the next stitch you're going to be working a single crochet. So the thing about this pattern is, now as you can see I'm doing the right thing, yeah. The thing about this pattern is, where you saw a double crochet this time it's going to be a single crochet, and where you had a single crochet on this row it's going to have a double crochet. So literally into the single crochet of the previous row we work a double crochet into it, and the double crochet of the previous row we have to work a single crochet into it. Okay, so on this row I'm also working an increase. So into the very first stitch you work a double crochet and then work a single crochet in that very same stitch, and then when you go to the next stitch you're going to work a double crochet still and a single crochet all in that very same stitch. So even on this row we are working 2 stitches into every stitch, but only difference is we are working a double crochet and a single crochet all in that very same stitch. All right, I hope you guys get it, right? So into every stitch here you're working 2 stitches, but you're working a double crochet and a single crochet, just like we did on the previous row. So I'm going to let you guys go all the way around with your stitches, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row. Now at this point, when you come to the end of your row, you're going to work a slip stitch just like that. Now on this row, remember previously we had 16 stitches, so 16 times 2 makes it 32. Now at this point, what we are going to do is we are going to work 1 stitch into every stitch. So you're going to chain 1 turn your work into this very first stitch right there. You're going to work a single crochet just like that, and then into the next stitch you're going to work a double crochet, then work a single crochet into the next stitch, work a double crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Literally just working your stitches in that kind of manner, single crochet followed by a double crochet into the next stitch, and just do that until you come to the end of your row. Now what I was doing here is working an increase, but I realized that we needed to have a normal row before working this increase. So I'm going to let you guys go all the way around with working your stitches, 1 stitch into every stitch all the way around, but just working double crochet, single crochet and double crochet in that kind of manner until at the end of your row. Then work a slip stitch, and I'm going to meet you on your next row where we need to have an increase again. So like I said, the fact that I was just testing this pattern and recording this tutorial at the same time, I had to take out my work because I saw I needed to have a row without an increase before I work my next increase. So that is why at this point I was, redoing the row just like I have told you guys to do it. So just do it the way I've explained it to you guys, and I'm going to meet you at the end of your row. So guys, here we are. This is how my work looks like. You can see now it is flat and looking just fine and neat. If you work an increase without working a row of just normal stitches, no increase whatsoever, usually your work starts to become ruffled, like starts to get more like folds and all that, and that's not what we are looking for our hat. Now at this point, I'm going to work, I'm going to chain 1, turn my work. I'm sorry, even at this point, honestly, just do what I tell you. Chain 2, turn your work, and work a double crochet into the very first stitch, then a single crochet in the next stitch. Right? Once you have that into the 3rd stitch, all right, you're going to work a double crochet, a single crochet, and again a double crochet all in that very same stitch. So in the 3rd stitch we are going to have 3 stitches all in the same stitch. So into the next stitch you work your single crochet and then work a double crochet into your next stitch, and in the next stitch after that you're now going to work your 3 stitches. So you're going to work a double crochet, a single crochet, and a double crochet once again. I don't know if that's the right order. No, it's going to be a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single crochet once again. The reason as to why what I'm saying is kind of different from what I am doing, it all comes back from that very first stitch that I changed, right? But like I explained about this stitch, you need to make sure that where there was a single crochet previously, there is a double crochet in it. Where there was a double crochet previously, there is a single crochet in it. So what the sequence in which we are working this row is, we are working 2 stitches into the next 2 stitches, and then 3 stitches into the next 1 stitch, okay? I'm so sorry to be confusing you guys, but I want you to do the right thing so that, you know, we both master this. It was my very first time working this stitch in rounds, but I later mastered it, and I mastered it after these rows. So literally the rows that came after this row is where I literally knew what to do, and I was doing the exact thing that I have to do. So come to the end of your row and work a slip stitch, and I'll meet you there, then tell you what to do. So here we are at the end of my row. I think at this point I had about 52 stitches. I think I had 52 stitches. Yeah. So now you see that I am adding a stitch where I shouldn't be adding a stitch, because it all comes from, you know, how I started my row. How I started my row literally is what caused that. But for you guys, I have told you exactly what you needed to do, so you shouldn't be doing what I did. Okay, now the rows that came after this one, I was literally so good at what I'm doing. I knew exactly what to do. So yes, at this point we are going to, you know, chain to turn our work a single crochet into the first stitch. Work a double crochet into the first stitch, and then a single crochet in the next stitch. Now into that next stitch I work my single crochet and then a double crochet. So just make sure that where you had a single crochet previously, you're having a double crochet into that stitch, and where you had a double crochet previously, you're having a single crochet into that stitch. If anyway it is not what it is like, then you either lost a stitch, or you've either worked 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches instead of working a single crochet and a double crochet. So just, you know, keep note of that, just to keep this kind of texture for your heart. But if you're not looking forward to having this kind of texture for your heart, you can just work a simpler stitch, or maybe just work with the half double crochet stitch all through, like just working half double crochets into every stitch all the way, you know. But yes, for us that want to be like explorers, yes, you can just keep up with this kind of stitch. So just go around working that. We are working no increases on this row, no increases at all. So just come to the end of your row and work a slip stitch into the chain stitch that started the row, right? So yes, even on this row you will have 52 stitches. Now at this point we are going to be you know, chaining 2 and turning our work, right? Chain 1 and turn your work. It really confuses. So into that very first stitch we are going to work a single crochet, because I found that very first stitch was a double crochet previously. Now we are going to work, once we have worked our single crochet, into that next stitch we are going to work a double crochet, and then we shall work a single crochet into that next stitch, then yarn over, work a double crochet into that very same stitch, and then work a single crochet once again into that very same stitch. So we have 3 stitches in that very same stitch. Now at this point we are going to yarn over, work a double crochet in the next stitch, then into that stitch right there we work a single crochet. Now into that next stitch right there we work a double crochet. So those are 3 stitches, and then into that next stitch we are going to work our increase. So we work a single crochet, a double crochet, and again a single crochet, all in that very same stitch. So this time we are working an increase after 3 stitches. Okay, so we go again, we work a double crochet in there into that next stitch, then work a single crochet into that next stitch, then work a double crochet into that next stitch, and now into that next stitch after this we are going to work a single crochet, a double crochet and a single crochet, all in that very same stitch. So the stitch in which we work increases, we work 3 stitches in there, okay? Now we go once again. This is the last time, so I leave you guys to work your whole row, okay? So work a double crochet in the next stitch and work a single crochet into the next stitch. Then you will work a double crochet into that next stitch, which makes it 3 stitches, okay? Now into that we work a single crochet into the next stitch. After that double crochet, we work a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single crochet, all in that very same stitch, okay? So now you know what to do. It's about working 3 stitches into the next 3 stitches, and after those 3 stitches we work 3 stitches into the next stitch. So that next stitch will have 3 stitches all into it, okay? So just do this all the way around until you come to the end of your row, okay? And once you're at the end of your row, you'll work a slip stitch into the chain 1 that started the row, and I'm going to meet you, on your next row to show you what to do. Now to start the next row, I'm going to turn my work, okay? And at this point, I'm going to chain 2 and work a double crochet into that very first stitch. Then work a single crochet into that next stitch. Remember, where there was a double crochet, there should be a single crochet. Where there was a single crochet, there should be a double crochet. So yes, you work your double crochet into the next stitch, work a single crochet in the next stitch, work a double crochet into the next stitch, work a single crochet in the next stitch. So on this row, we are not working any increases. Like I told you, after a row that has increases, the next row will not have any increases whatsoever. It just helps us to keep our work flat and not, ruffle it up. So you're just going to be working 1 stitch into every stitch, but just make sure it's in a series of single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, until you come to the end of your row. And I'm going to meet you once you're at the end of your row and you have worked your slip stitch, all right? Then I'll meet you there and show you how to work the next row. So on this row, you will have 78 stitches. I think that's what I had. Okay, let me meet you at the end. Now at the end of the row, you will work a slip stitch into the second chain stitch that started the row, and then you will chain 1 and turn your work. So on this row, you will realize that we need to have an increase. So to do that, we are going to work a single crochet into that very first stitch. Then we shall work a double crochet into that next stitch. Now the next stitch right there, we are going to have a single crochet, a double crochet, right? And a single crochet, all in that very same stitch. Now after we have that, we are now going to work a double crochet in the next stitch, and then a single crochet into the next stitch, and a double crochet into that next stitch right there, then a single crochet in the next stitch. That means I have 4 stitches before an increase. Now into that next stitch, that's where I'm going to put my increase. So I work a double crochet, a single crochet, and a double crochet, all in that very same stitch. So for this row, I am working my increase after 4 stitches. So I get into the next stitch with my double crochet, then a single crochet into that next stitch, a double crochet into the next stitch, a single crochet into the next stitch to make it 4 stitches. And once I have that, into the next stitch, I'm going to work a double crochet, a single crochet, and a double crochet, all in that very same stitch, right? Oh, I think I interchanged my stitches. It sometimes confuses, But yes, just make sure that you are working an increase every after 4 stitches. That's what I'm trying to mean. Yeah. So once you get into working the next stitches, like you can see I have a double crochet, a single crochet, and a double crochet. So I have 1 stitch left. So I get in there, work my single crochet, and once I have that, now I'm going to work an increase. So we work a double crochet, a single crochet, and a double crochet all into that next stitch, right? Now guys, this is what you do all the way around, you know, working an increase every after 4 stitches. And I'm going to meet you at the end of your row and show you what to, at the end of your row you'll work a slip stitch into the chain 1 that started the row. Then the next row is literally going to have no increase. So let me meet you on the next row, then we shall see what to do next. So here we are at the end of our row. So like I said, we are not going to be having any increments whatsoever on this row. And with the width that I have right now, I feel like this is just enough width for me. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work into the very first stitch. I'm going to work a double crochet. Then I'll work a single crochet in the next stitch, work a double crochet into the next stitch, work a single crochet in the next stitch, work a double crochet. So we are just going to be working 1 stitch into every stitch, but in the series of a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. And this is what we are going to do all the way around for the next 2 rows, okay? For the next 2 rows after this. So basically we are going to have 3 rows of just working 1 stitch into every stitch all the way around. But just make sure that on your next row, when you start with a double crochet, that means the next row is going to be a chain 1, so you start with a single crochet, and the row after that will be a chain 2, start with a double crochet, okay? So just go all the way around with this and just make sure you have 3 rows. Then I'll come back for the decreases that we need to have a beret or a hat like the one I showed you. So once I had all my rows complete, I'm now going to start working a decrease. I'm going to start working decreases so that I get the shape of a beret that I'm looking for. Remember, this hat can be worn as a beret, it can be worn as a hat, a slouchy hat. Literally everything is up to you. But now at this point we are going to chain 2 and work, I don't know if I'm doing right, but yes, you will chain 1, turn your work a single crochet into that very first stitch, then work a double crochet into the next stitch, and now we are going to work a decrease. So what we do is we work 3 single crochets together into the next 3 stitches, just like that, okay? Now into that next stitch we are going to work a double crochet. So we work our double crochet just like that, and then we work a single crochet into that next stitch, work a double crochet into that next stitch, and now into the next stitch we are going to work 3 single crochets together. I hope I'm right. Oh no, we work a single crochet into the next stitch, and now into that next stitch we are going to be working 3 double crochets together. So literally we are working the decrease every after 4 stitches, okay? So we work 3 double crochets together just like that, and now we are going to work a single crochet into the next stitch. I'm just noting this down because I'm writing a pattern for this hat, so yeah, I kept noting down every step. So we work a single crochet into that next stitch, a double crochet in the next, a single crochet into the next stitch, then a double crochet into that next stitch. And now since we have our 4 stitches, we are going to work a decrease. So we work 3 single crochets together into the next 3 stitches, just like that. So once again you work a double crochet into the next stitch, a single crochet into the next stitch, a double crochet in the next, a single crochet into the next. My kid is playing and making noise in the background, so I hope you bear with that. Now into the next 3 stitches we are going to work 3 double crochets together. Okay, so basically guys, this is the series in which we are working this row. We are working a decrease every after every after 4 stitches, and the decrease is working either 3 double crochets together or 3 single crochets together into the next 3 stitches. So this is what you are going to do all the way around until you come to the end of your row, and I'm going to meet you at the end of your row to show you what to do. So you will see that your work is folded just like mine is, and that's the purpose of that decrease. But remember, like I told you, once we have a row of increase or a row of decrease, we need to have a normal row before we work our next increase or decrease. So for this row, we are not going to be working any increases whatsoever, but what we are going to do is we are going to work 1 stitch into every stitch all the way around. But remember, we need to keep the series of working as double crochet and then a single crochet, just like that for every stitch. So what we do here is we are going to chain 2, turn our work, and work a double crochet into that very first stitch. Then we are going to go ahead and work a single crochet in the next stitch, then a double crochet into the next, a single crochet into the next stitch, a double crochet in the next, a single crochet into the next stitch. So that is the series in which we are going to be working this row, and I'm going to let you guys just work your stitches all the way until the end of the row, and then you will do the very same thing for the next row, so that we have 2 rows of just the normal form stitch, and then I'll meet you on the next row after that to show you what to do. So here we are after our 2 rows of just working our form stitch or the up and down stitch, or it really has so many names, honestly. So at this point I'm going to chain 1, turn my work a single crochet into that first stitch, work a double crochet. Guys, somewhere I keep interchanging these stitches, but just make sure that where there was a single crochet previously, there should be a double crochet this time. Okay, so I'm going to work a single crochet, then a double crochet into the next stitch, then I will work 3 single crochets together into the next 3 stitches. After that, I'll work a double crochet in the next stitch, a single crochet into the next stitch, a double crochet in the next stitch, and at this point I'm going to work a decrease. So I work 3 single crochets together into the next 3 stitches. Okay, work your double crochet into the next stitch, work a single crochet in the next stitch, work a double crochet into the next stitch, and then work 3 single crochets together into the next 3 stitches. So just in case you find that your stitches are kind of interchanged and you need to work like 3 double crochets together into the next 3 stitches, do that exactly. But just make sure that we keep the series of having a double crochet into the single crochet of the previous stitch, and then a single crochet into the double crochet of the previous stitch. Okay, so just keep in mind that on this row we are working a decrease every after 3 stitches. Okay, so work your 3 stitches and then work a decrease after that, and the decrease is working 3 stitches together into the next 3 stitches. I hope you guys understand this. So it's either 3 double crochets together into the next 3 stitches or 3 single crochets together into the next 3 stitches, but that's how you need to keep doing your work. And after that, you're just going to work a slip stitch into the chain 1 that started the row. Then you will work 2 normal rows, 2 rows of no decrease whatsoever, right? 2 normal rows, and this is what I'm going to do on this row. Okay, I'm just going to be working 1 stitch into every stitch all the way around. So to start with, right here, I'm going to chain 2, turn my work. That's my daughter making noise. I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, and I'm going to work a double crochet into the very first stitch. Then I'll work a single crochet in the next stitch, work a double crochet into the next, work a single crochet into the next. So literally I'm just going to work in this kind of series, but make sure there is no increase or decrease whatsoever on this row, and I'll do the very same thing for the next row. Then I'll come back and just show you how to work your headband. Okay, so let me let you guys do this and do the very same thing for the next row so that we have 2 rows. Then I'm going to get back and show you how to work your headband, and now we can get to the end of our heart, embellishing it and having a applique onto it. This is how your heart should look like at this point, and now we are going to be working the band. Okay, so to work the band, I don't really want a wide one, so I'm going to work 6 chains, and into the second chain stitch from the hook I'm going to work a single crochet into every stitch all the way down. Okay, so you should have a total of 5 single crochets. So once you come all the way down with your 5 single crochets, you are now going to skip that very same stitch that we are on. So we get into that next stitch and work a single crochet, a slip stitch. We work a slip stitch. Then work another slip stitch into the next stitch, on the edge of the our heart, and then turn our work, and now we are working along the single crochets for our band. So we work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way up, and you should have 5 stitches. So once you have all 5, just make sure you go all the way up and make sure you have 5 single crochets, just like that. And once you have all 5 single crochets, you're now going to chain 1, turn your work. Okay, so we are going to work 5 single crochets into the next 5 stitches. So that means we work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way down for a total of 5 single crochets. And once we have that, we are now going to work a slip stitch into the next stitch on our last row of the heart. Then work another slip stitch into the next stitch, then turn your work. We now work our single crochets going back up, so we work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way up, and make sure that we have 5 stitches. Okay, just like that. So now we chain 1, turn our work. Now we are working back all the way down. So we work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way down, and make sure we have 5 single crochets. Okay. Then once we have all 5 single crochets, we are now going to work a slip stitch into the next stitch on our last row of our heart right there. Then work another slip stitch into the next stitch, turn our work. Okay. Work your single crochets into every stitch going back up. So basically this is how you work your band. This is how I keep working my bands, more so for my waistlines, for the hems of my skirts. It's really an easy way. It's better than having to work a whole band and then hand sewing it onto the project. This is the best and most neat way to have, a neat band. Okay, so this is what you're going to just keep doing all the way for every stitch all the way around. And once you come to the end of your row, like all the stitches all the way around of the last row of your heart, once you come to the end of it, you are now going to get your maybe yarn needle and just hand sew the ends of the bands together, or you can just use your hook and just crochet them together. Now at this point, once you have come to the end of that, you will have made your beret. Okay, so let me meet you guys there, then show you what to do. Yeah, so now, like I said, when you come to the end of your band, just like I do, you just place the ends together, okay? And I usually just use my hook, so you just crochet them together. After that, you weave in your ends, and this is how your beret should look like, okay? It should look like that, okay? And now, if you want to embellish it, this is what you will do, okay? First, we are going to start with making the flowers. I'm just going to take you through, very, very fast on how to make the flowers, crochet the flowers, and then everything else is very easy. I'll take you through the entire procedure, but at a pace, okay? So let's get started. So here we are. I have 3 different sizes of flowers, but this is the biggest one. And I have that and I have that. So some of these have been worked with different sizes of yarn. Yeah, the green one was worked with chunky yarn, which exactly I used to work the heart. And then the other ones have been worked with size 2 yarn, which I doubled strands to have some thickness. So basically size 3 yarn is okay. Now to work the biggest one, we're going to make a magic circle and work more like our first stitch, like starting stitch, but it's not counted as a stitch. So after that we work 10 single crochets, okay? Yeah, we work 10 single crochets, just like you can see right there. I have that row of single crochets. So I'm going to work 10 single crochets into the circle, then work a slip stitch into the very first chain or the very first stitch that started the row. So let me let you guys work your 10 single crochets, then I'm going to meet you at the end and show you what to do. Once you have your 10 single crochets, you pull your yarn end to close up the circle, and then you'll work a slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch that started the row. So once you have that, we are now going to chain 4, and now we are going to yarn over 3 times. So you yarn over and make sure you yarn over 3 times. Then we are going to get into that very same first stitch and work our long treble. Okay, so you pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 until you have 1 loop on your hook. Then once again you yarn over 3 times, get into the next stitch and work your long treble. So you yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2. So you do that until you have 1 loop on your hook. Yarn over 3 times. Into that very same stitch, you work your long treble. So you pull through 2 until you have 1 loop on your hook. Then we are going to yarn over 3 times once again, get into the next stitch, and then work our long treble just like that until we have 1 loop on our hook. And once we have that, we are now going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains, and into that very same stitch we work a slip stitch like that, and then chain 5. So we have come to the end of our very first petal for our flower. Now we are working the second petal. So yeah, we chain 5 and then yarn over 3 times. Into that very same stitch, we insert our hook and work our long treble. Okay, now yarn over 3 times. Into the next stitch, we are going to work 2 long trebles. So we get in there and pull through a loop and pull through 2 until we have 1 loop on our hook. And once again, we yarn over 3 times and work our second treble into that very same stitch. Okay, and once we have that, we are going to yarn over 3 times. Okay, get into the next stitch and work a long treble. So you're going to work the next petals of this flower on your own. So get into that next stitch and work your long treble, and then once you have that long treble into that very same stitch, you're now going to work 5 chains, work a slip stitch into that very same stitch. So to work your next petal, you will just chain 5 and work a long treble into that very same stitch. then work 2 long trebles into the next stitch, and then work a long treble and 5 chains into the next stitch after that. So that's how you keep working your petals. And once you come to the end of your row of all the 10 single crochets that we started with, you will find that you have 5 petals, okay, for your flower. And that's how you work the big flower. Now to work the small flower, guys, let me get back and show you how to work the smaller size of the flower. Everything else stays the same, but the only difference is this time we do not start with the 10 single crochets. This time we shall eliminate the 10 single crochets and just start with the magic circle and have all these petals worked into the magic circle, right? So let me get back and show you how to work that. So to work the smaller flower is we make a magic circle just like that, and we yarn over, get our hook. Oh, I forgot to mention the flowers are worked with a 3.5mm hook, but it's up to you to either keep the same hook. But if you keep the same hook, they're going to be big flowers. So literally that is up to you. You can change the hook or not change the hook, whatever you choose. So yes, we yarn over 3 times. Oh, this time we yarn over twice. Okay. So to change the sizes, it goes back to the stitches, right? So this time we are chaining 3 and yarning over twice just to work a treble. And once we have our 2 trebles, we are now going to chain 3 and get into the magic circle and work a slip stitch. Then chain 3, just like that, yarn over twice. Guys, what's wrong with me? Yeah, anyway, let me just explain this. To work a size of a flower that is almost the previous one, you will work trebles. To work a more smaller size, you will work double crochets. To work a more smaller size, you can work half double crochets. So like I said, it's just playing around with the size of our stitches to get different sizes of our flowers. So just like you can see, this time I was working with double crochets. So yeah, you chain 3, work your double crochets, 2 double crochets, and after your 2 double crochets, you chain 3 and work a slip stitch into the magic circle. So this is what you just keep doing until you have like 5 petals. Then pull the other yarn end to close up your magic circle, and there you have a flower that is smaller. So you are going to work different sizes of your flowers and have multiple of them given how many flowers, how floral you really want your heart to be. And once you have that, I'm just going to take you through the procedure on how to get this onto your heart and all that, so that we get to the end of this tutorial as once all of that is done, you have closed up your flower, gotten the yarn ends, and tied them together, cut them off. You will need this kind of crystals, all right? Then you will need a glue gun, okay? But if you don't have a glue gun, usually these crystals have very, very little holes at the end of them, in which you can get your needles and just sew them into the flowers, right, into the center of the flowers. So yeah, you also need a mannequin where you're going to put your heart and now pin the flowers onto the hearts, right? And after you pin the flowers onto the hearts, next thing you're going to do is you're going to hand sew the flowers onto the hearts in a manner that does not show the thread that you used, right? And once you hand sew them on, next thing is gluing the crystals into the the center of the flowers, and also gluing them around your heart. So that's how you make your embellished crochet hat. And I hope you like this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much. This was an order for a client. She really challenged me because this was an AI picture and I brought it to life. She's so happy. Thank you so much. Goodbye.